Welcome to Planet Capable. Join Mike, Alex, Lee, and Gwen, along with a myriad of special guests, as we discuss topics and issues of importance to the disabled community worldwide. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Planet Capable. I'm Mike Rogers.
I'm Alex Jesco.
Hi, everyone. This is Lee Hartley.
And today we are here with LaQuisha, and we're going to have her tell us a little bit about her life today. And this is going to be a very interesting episode. Go ahead, Alex.
Absolutely. So, LaQuisha, welcome. So who are you, and can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is LaQuisha Pompey-Kincannon. I am 36 years old. I am a quadriplegic. I am a mom, a newlywed, and I am a special education teacher. I teach students with autism here in the Buffalo public school system.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very, very cool. Well, can you start up by telling us how you became a quadriplegic?
Paraplegic.
I'm sorry. I did say quadriplegic. I didn't say paraplegic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me ask. I went by what you said.
That's okay. That's okay.
I did say absolutely right. I did say that. I did say paraplegic.
Yeah.
Let me ask you again. So, can you tell us how you became a paraplegic?
I was 16 years old, leaving a corner store, where a guy shot a stray bullet. He was shooting at his target, and I happened to get hit in the crossfire. Just an innocent bystander on my way home.
Oh wow,
That's
intense.
Oh wow, that had to be kind of traumatic, a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Yeah, very much so.
So when you say paraplegic, how are you affected? Like, what are some of your challenges, just so that our listeners will kind of get an idea?
So paraplegic, it means that you're paralyzed from the waist down. So you can't use your lower extremities. You're limited. As far as me, I am not able to walk.
Did that shape your life?
Easy.
What did you say?
Go ahead, Lee.
Keep going, and then Lee will ask.
Okay. So I can't walk. I transferred doing a stand pivot, so it's like you put your position standing upright. As far as the way that it affects my daily life today, navigating. I'm a full-time wheelchair user, so finding places that are accessible to me. I think that's mostly like the limitations as far as that is like finding places that are accessible to me, but not being able to walk. So finding ways to modify daily living.
And that includes things like your home and things like that as well.
Yes. So like as far as like home, like finding a house that was accessible, that didn't have stairs, had an elevator, everything on one floor, the bathrooms being specially modified so you can use the bathroom, take a shower, things like that. And medically, I'll always need the wheelchair. So then as far as like modifications for my car, being able to drive my vehicle, work not so much really, I guess. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Lee.
How did that shape your life?
Yes, I think it made me to a better person. And then it made me cognizant of things, because when you're an able-bodied individual, you don't think about those things as far as like how does somebody get around or what limitations they may have. So I think it has definitely shaped my life. Gave me a different perspective on things.
What struggles? Oh, I did it. That's Alex.
It's okay. That's okay. What struggles did you have to face when you became a paraplegic?
At the very beginning, so I'm 20 years in. It'll be 20 years as of August 19th.
Okay.
So at the very beginning, it was like seeing a world like no other. Because I wasn't born this way, I was able to walk and navigate life just like a typical individual. So trying to figure out where do I fit in, how do I fit in, what is life going to be like, from dating to uh,
Two.
style, living situations, things like that.
So your identity shifted quite a bit, and you kind of had to learn how to navigate what that was.
Absolutely, I think it definitely took a toll on me, especially like emotionally, mentally, because you were used to doing things a certain kind of way, and now your whole life changed in a blink of an eye.
So when you first, got in your situation, you said it kind of, you know, took you back a little bit in the fact that you had to get used to a new way of living in a lot of ways. So how do you or did you like overcome some of those struggles?
I think like back then they had a person that came into your I don't know if it's called a mentor, so to speak, but they had a person come up to me and they were once in the wheelchair. And they came to like give you like a mentor, like, hey, like I'm your person, your peer mentor, you could talk to me. But I feel like I didn't relate to that person.
Okay.
I felt alone because I feel like because she wasn't living a life she once lived that. Like she was paralyzed, but now she's walking. So like I feel like you were only taken away from your life for a little snippet. I have a whole future to look into. So I think it made me lean on God more. For me, it's a spiritual thing, um, because I think like nothing's possible with just man. So I think with that, I had to like my faith grew, um, and then learning how to depend on others was a situation for me.
So like asking for help and things like that, and getting that support.
Right, because at first I couldn't even hold a spoon or sit up, so I had to count on my mom to do everything. The nurses in the hospital, to bathe me, to feed me when I was hungry, things like that. So I had to learn how to be dependent on others in that situation. Um, and I think now I'm better than what I was as far as like my independence. I now have more independence, but I still go back to my faith.
Was now was that due to like you did a lot of therapy in order to get to that point, or like what was
Uh,
the pivot point in that regard?
I wouldn't say I don't think they prepared me enough for the world.
Yeah.
I feel like because 20 years ago, I feel like I meet people now being a peer mentor and I'm like, they tell me all these different things. Like I went to Shepherd, I went to this hospital and they gave me this treatment. I didn't have that. I was in the hospital for 3 months in a rehabilitation center at ECMC. And they prepared you on like if you fell out your chair, how could you get up? How
Right.
to transfer yourself, how to do your positioning so that you don't get pressure sores. However, they didn't equip you for real life situations. So
Yeah.
having that support system that I have, they push me to be like, hey, listen, like you want to be as independent as possible. So like we all have variations of what independence mean to us situation. So like for me, I'm like I couldn't couldn't just sit there and just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take it for what it is. I have this thing, this will to want to do the best that I can and do it myself. So I think a lot of it was like um, a trial and error. So like for me, I know that I once couldn't do it, but I'm gonna keep going, until I can achieve something so that I can do things on my own.
So
That's amazing.
you kind of dealt with it old school. I would say something like that would be old school, where they didn't give you all the supports that people have today.
Right. Yeah, because I definitely did not have a lot of support to what they have. I'm
Yeah.
so jealous. I'm like, you have what? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of it was due to your inner strength in a
Things
lot
were
of
the
ways.
easiest for you to adapt to.
No, I wouldn't say everything was easiest to adapt to. I mean, I think even still now, 20 years in, I'm still learning how to do things the easier way. because some things you do, like you do it once and it was so difficult to do, and then you're like, oh well, there's a trick to this. So I feel like I find tricks or
Mm-hmm.
uh, things to help things be easier.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
like so, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think we all as people with disabilities, one of our superpowers, if you would say, is adapting to things people go, oh, it's so hard. How do you do that? And you're like, well, what do you mean? This is what we do every day, right?
Yeah.
Right, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
That's one of the things that I actually learned, way back when in high school, with Ben Franklin's divided snake with the colonies, his adapt or die mentality was very much kind of my role in that too. So I definitely resonate with what you just said for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So what was one of the hardest things that you had to adapt to?
Mm. What was one of the hardest things? Um, I think one of the things that was hard for me was navigating alone. I didn't want to go out into the world alone. I felt like
Mm.
um I was unequipped. Like I wouldn't go out to do anything leisurely without my sister or my mom or my cousin, like somebody with me. Like even just going to the doctor and like, oh, I need somebody to go with me. So I think letting that go, where it's like I no longer need that person. I can, be a big girl and go out and do it alone. I think that would be like the toughest one. And then probably the workforce, like going out to get a job. I think that was
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
top two.
that's one of the toughest things still today is to get people to hire you and look at you as employable, right?
Right.
Um, uh, oh, I think we covered this already, but what is your specific diagnosis as a paraplegic?
They actually never found out like what exactly my injury is. I just
Oh,
remember them saying like T10, T12, or T14. So they gave me
oh,
three different things. But for me,
okay.
uh, I would say I would maybe say like belly button down, but
Okay.
then there's pieces
Okay.
that's different parts of the body that have different sensations. So, but I would say instead of the waist, I'll probably say like belly button down.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yep. That gives you us an idea of,
School do you work
what it
at?
can do.
Go
Do
ahead,
that
Lee.
again, Lee?
What school do you work at?
I work at School 54, Dr. George E. Blackman School of Excellence. It's over on Main and Leroy. It's a elementary school.
Very cool.
Yeah, and you said you work with people with autism, correct?
Yes. Yep. My students have
Very,
autism.
very cool, very cool. So, where did you go to school to get your degree? Give us a little bit of a history.
um, I went to Damon College, which is now Damon University.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
graduated there with my bachelor's of science in early childhood special education. So I have a degree, um, excuse me, in early childhood special education and general education. So I can teach special ed or gen ed.
Very cool. What inspired you to go in that direction?
Well, I wanted to be a pediatrician
Okay.
before the injury. Like I wanted to work with kids. Like I wasn't sure if I wanted to be like the doctor in a doctor's office.
Hmm.
Excuse me, or I wanted to be a person that delivers babies. I just know I wanted to work with kids, like babies.
Okay.
After taking so many classes, it was like the classes were too hard. So I was
Ah.
like, let me find my alternative. Hold on 1 second. And I was like, oh, special education, work with students with disabilities. So I
Mm.
did.
Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. Now, did you specifically target more like with people with autism, or was that just kind of where you were placed?
No, when I first started, I wanted to work with people with Down syndrome. I just thought they were like the coolest ever because they were, like I feel like they're always so friendly and lovable. Like they just want to hug and just spread happiness. And like I had did like a program at in high school where we work with the students who had cognitive disabilities or developmental disabilities. And so I was like, oh, I love that. And we helping them with like life skills, like how to like do laundry and clip coupons, things like that, like grocery shop and basic math. So I was like, oh, I really like that. But then when I became a teacher, like when I went into classes, the population right now is like there's a need for teachers for students with autism. Like autism is greatly increasing. The numbers are increasing. So like that was like it's like severity of need. So basically like if you teach special education, it was like when they decided to open up those classes in my school, they were just like, oh well, we have a classroom. I'm like, oh, I'll try it, I'll do it. I worked with students with autism before, so like why not? And then now I'm years in, and I don't think they're gonna let me out. But yeah,
That's amazing. All right. What is the importance of your wheelchair support group, and what does it bring to the people who use wheelchairs?
so Wheelz Mafia is a wheelchair support group here in Western New York, and we are stationed out of Motion Project. I call it the gym. I don't know. I just call it the gym because it's like people go there and uh they work on different parts of their bodies, like walking and strengthening their core or sitting up, and basically helping them to regain their strength. But one of the things that Natalie and my team, we have realized people that have spinal cord injuries or people who live with disabilities and wheelchairs, they have like they need outs, they need out, right?
Right.
I think the world like sometimes seclude us, and so we wanted to give people like the the key to just to come in and just like be seen and have the ability to live your life as you see fit. And so it was like we wanted to be able to support them in like daily living situations, like you said, like I told you at the beginning, I didn't have a person to help me out, a mentor. So basically we wanted to like mentor those people and give them like some cues, like, okay, this is what you need to work on as far as like your independence. Maybe we talk about dating, tips for traveling, and then we have our other part where we do like activities where we do like I just did one group with the ladies, and like we just did some crafting and just socializing, so giving us that aspect of that. And I mean, most of the people that come in, they are from Motion Project, so yeah, that's one of the things that we do.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think you're addressing real life stuff. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Does being disabled give you more insight to your education?
Does being disabled give you more insight to your education?
You skipped a question, Lee, I think.
So if you give me a little, if you give me a little.
Oh wait, no, we didn't. It's number 13.
So I guess I need the like clarification. What are you asking?
Mike,
I think what we meant by that was, how does your disability give you more insight as far as
like teaching?
Teaching, yeah.
Oh, okay. So as far as like as far as teaching, my disability, I think because even though they are two different things, right? Me being a quadriplegic, I mean paraplegic. I don't know what you're saying, quadriplegic. Paraplegic, and my students that have autism, we are still seen differently in the world, right? So like, people that see people with autism or children with autism, they treat them a different way, like treat you differently. They put you in a box. When you are a person in a wheelchair, whether you're paraplegic or quadriplegic, they put you in a box. And so you have to fight your way to be seen and being able to be held at the same standard as everyone else, right? And that thing you work on is independence. So as far as my education, as far as me being a teacher, I teach my students they're learning how to advocate for themselves for one. Definitely, I'm really, really big on that. Like, I don't like that, or I want this, or I don't want this. I also teach my students as far as like independence, as far as like maybe they can learn how to button up their own clothing, how to tell you, hey, I can do this myself, or I don't need help, or I do need help finding those things. So I think it gives me like a little insight of things as far as like being seen and being able to have the same playing field as everybody else, like putting us all at the same start line, but giving us those things that we need to be able to be successful as everybody else.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and I think always having that pure kind of help, because a lot, because people can be in a special educator, let's say, but you actually you're not, you're a person that is experiencing a lot of the same things they might be experiencing, just in a different way.
Right. I can actually like not only have empathy, but I can also sympathize because I live that lifestyle as well. Because
Yeah.
we're putting that, I don't know, I feel like we're putting that same bracket in that same box, like, so I just teach my parents too, not only my students, but my parents as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's needed more in education. I still don't see enough of that. You see more these days than back when I was a little bit younger, but um, you don't see still don't see as many teachers with disabilities as we need to see.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that because even when I was growing up, when I was walking, I can't tell you that I that I had a teacher that had a disability that was known. Like now you have teachers that like they'll tell you like, "Oh, I am dyslexic," or "I have ADHD," or "I too was in a smaller classroom for this and that." I think in my teaching career, I have seen 3 teachers, and that's including me. So I would say 3 of us that I've seen that are actually in wheelchairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is that just in this local area, or is
Well,
that?
I mean, I guess like since I work for Buffalo Public, I think in Buffalo Public, I have only seen myself and 2 other women. Um, but I have never seen any like as far as like a visible disability, I have never seen like I think I've seen maybe an amputee, but other than that,
Okay.
I only seen 3 wheelchair users.
Yeah, yeah, that
I'm not
it's
sure.
very rare. That's why it's great to talk to you,
Yeah.
because it's very rare. Okay.
Do you think also that more has to do with the whole what we talked about as far as people with disabilities finding employment and all that as well, or is it more the whole you know just the fact that it's just really it's more of a difficulty as far as becoming a teacher in that regard, or what do you have any more insight in that regard as far as that's concerned?
I wish I did because I think like I
Hmm.
said, 20 years ago, if you asked me, do I see myself being in the position that I am now? I
Yeah.
was out because I thought that people in wheelchairs, I was naive. I was ignorant.
Right.
I thought
Right.
people in wheelchairs were people that just stayed in the house because you
Right.
didn't see them outside. Or if you did see them, they were
Hmm.
like a support group or they were like in the adult rehab center, rehab centers.
Yeah.
So like you didn't see them. But now that
Yeah.
I'm in a wheelchair, I think I have seen like I have been turned down by jobs, employment, and they didn't. Of course, they're not going to say, "Hey, we didn't hire you because of
Yeah.
disability." However,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we all experience that.
Yeah.
They'll find other ways to do it, like change the job description or
Yeah.
whatever. They ain't gonna come out and say no, because that you could then get mad and say you're
Yeah.
violating something.
I,
Yeah.
I won't name names, but there was a interview that I had that at the end of the interview they said that I wasn't disabled enough for the job, which
wow,
was pretty crazy. So yeah.
that's crazy. I think, and I also think that some of us are fearful because we are afraid of being turned down.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and
For
I
sure.
think like, I really wish I can get like into the minds of others, or I have like me being a peer mentor, I have people who say that they didn't want to lose their security benefits, and so
Yeah.
they want to work because they're fearful of that. And like we got to get out of that mindset that if that opportunity presents itself and you want to work, you should be able to work. So I think that's
Yeah.
another thing too. Like it's a lot of things, but I really wish that I knew why more. But I definitely have. I still get those looks. Like people come to my classroom and they like, who's the teacher here? And
Hmm.
they usually talk to my assistant, and I
Oh no.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
down here, or she'd be like, hey, she's right there, she's in the wheelchair, she's right
Yeah.
there. And they look, their mouth drop, and they're like, oh,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's like so I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that we're all and I say we as in like all of us,
Yeah.
um, a little ignorant to the fact that people are able to
Oh
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
that 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 ignorance is very, very prevalent. a lot of us on this call get, you work, you breathe, you
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
and I'm
You
being
can do that.
sarcastic, but
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah, it's everything. Oh, you can do that?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
we're
Yep,
capable of that.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
I forgive me, I've lost track of whose turn it was for the questions, but uh, who's do we know whose turn it is? Doesn't really matter. But
It's yours. It's
okay.
yours.
Um, uh, okay. What is your experience being a person with a disability and a parent?
Um, right now, I always get the like, especially if somebody else is holding my baby, they automatically think that the baby's not mine. Um,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, "Oh, he's so cute. Your baby's so cute." And then when my sister or whoever's on the baby, they're like, "Oh, that's her baby." Their mouth, they just look at me. They're like, "Oh, it's your baby."
ah,
Or
that's so awkward.
yeah, or if I'm with my husband and and my baby, and they're just like, "Oh, she's the mom." Yeah, I'm the mom.
Ah,
So I do get that. I get that often. I just
Yeah.
had a lady. I just went out to. We just came back from Pittsburgh, and I had the baby in the harness. That's how I carry him around because it's easier for me. I carry him in harness, and the lady goes, "Oh, I never saw that. I never seen that setup before, but I like it." But I think she was saying like about the, me carrying him in the carrier. And
yeah.
she's like, or maybe she never seen a mom in a wheelchair. Like, oh, okay. So I get that often. As far as
Yeah, yeah. Well, follow-up question to that really quickly is when you gave birth, uh, if you were at a hospital, did they give you any problems with, taking the baby home? Because the experience that I've heard from other mothers with disabilities is they'll question it, like child protective services will question you, or they won't let you see the baby right away. Did you experience any of that?
no, I can't say I experienced that.
That's
They
good.
were they were just like they wanted to be educated. I
That's
don't think
good.
they didn't look at it like as far as like um like, oh, you're lack, maybe you're gonna lack in parenting because you are a person with a disability. But I will say, as far as like I had to do some research as far as like
Mm,
finding out hospitals that could accommodate me, because a
mm,
lot of places they were not accommodating, or they didn't have any education on how to deal with a mother that is in a wheelchair. So they
mm,
couldn't provide me with services like, hey, I don't know how, I never dealt with that, but I'm willing to try. For me, that wasn't enough. I wanted somebody that was equipped in that and that was well educated in that. So I think as far as like that, I think that was a difficult thing. And then like having to advocate that this is what you need, like
mm,
uh for your birthing experience. I think we lack a lot of doctors here that work with people with disabilities as far as like spinal cord injuries. I think they lack that as far as like taking care of us women, as far as having like babies or
okay.
just in general women. Like
Yeah.
you find a lady doctor and you can't find one because they're like, oh, I'm afraid to. They're not gonna say I'm afraid to work with you, but oh, I
Yeah,
don't have
but they'll
background in
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
Oh,
yeah, and that's got to be a particular hard because I know being a person with cerebral palsy, most medical professionals have no clue how to deal with many people with disabilities. But
yeah.
I can't even imagine being a person that is a paraplegic. Uh, that yeah, that's got to be very difficult because yeah, I can't even imagine that. And a woman, with the examinations you all have to go through, that's got to be very interesting to navigate.
Yeah.
What has it
May,
been like
may,
in your relationship with an able-bodied partner, and
hang
what
on,
struggles have there been?
hang on a second there, Lee. You're going too fast. Hang on. Give me one sec. I do have a follow-up question if you don't mind.
mhm.
Um, in regards to parenting, you mentioned before like how you had to adapt to being paraplegic. In regards to parenting, did you also have to learn specific like parenting skills, I would say. I don't know. I don't know what the word would be. Skills as far as being a mother in regards to, being a person with a disability, like
I
how to
would
do things a certain way.
Adaptations.
because
Yeah.
you don't think about like certain things you don't think about. Like I'm the eldest of 5, right?
Okay.
And my siblings have children, right? My sister has a
Right.
nephew, and then my brother at the time he had my 2 nieces, and I was in a wheelchair, so I got to play around with that. I guess like as far as like picking up the baby, things like that.
Okay.
But I will say it's different because those kids go home, right?
Yeah.
But then you bring them home, and then it's like certain things like I didn't think about. Like I was like, oh, okay, this would be cool. Like, all right, I got.
Mhm.
But then there's certain things that pop up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, like bath time. Like,
Has
oh,
Oh,
it been
like
like your relationship with
oh,
an able-bodied partner? And
hang
what
on, bud.
giving the baby a bath. You don't think about that. Like, oh, if the bath is too low, how the heck am I gonna get the baby out the bathtub? Or
Oh, yeah.
I drive a car, and so I had to like think about the ways I'm like, how am I gonna get this baby in the car seat, and myself in the car, in the chair in the car? I'm gonna do all that. So I think like as I'm going, I'm learning different things. Like I told you like before, like how you do things, and the first time you might do it a hard way, and
Mhm.
then if you keep doing it repeatedly, you're like, oh, it's an easier way to do that. So I do think there is some things like that I ran into, and I'm like, I didn't think about that. Like
Yeah. Trial by fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do it a certain way for like years, and then you realize, oh, if I would have just done it this way, it would have been, I could have been doing it this way and easy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Lee, now you can go. Go ahead.
what has it been like in your relationship with an able-bodied partner? And what struggles have there been?
Um, well, my thing is, I was a little particular. Like I was like, oh, I don't because being ignorant, like, oh, I don't want to date a person in a wheelchair like me because we have the same struggles. Like I don't want a person that like we both can't be struggling in the grocery store to get the groceries off the countertop or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so dating the able body individual, I mean, has its perks. He sometimes can't relate. He can empathize with things that I go through because
Mhm.
he sees it on a daily, but some things he might not be as sympathetic because he doesn't live that lifestyle.
Mhm.
As far as the struggles, I think like when we're out and about, sometimes people have thought that he was like my caretaker,
Yeah.
or
Mhm. Mhm.
they look at him like you dating a girl like she in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
And I think we get that a lot. Or people that don't know better, they have like we have gone out to dinner, and they'll say to him like, "What would she like to order?" And he'll say
Oh,
that,
yep.
Yeah, the
Yep.
ask them first thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
he like ask her what does she want to order. Like, but at first it was a little
Yeah.
strange because he's like, "What? Why are they asking
Yeah.
me a question?"
Exactly.
Um,
Yep.
I think that was it. I think that's mostly, and then like in the beginning, because he never dated a person that was in a wheelchair. So I think teaching him like the ins and outs and like, like, oh, when you push me, you going down the curb, you go backwards if there's a let out that's too
Mhm.
high.
Mhm.
Things like that, like teaching him those things. But I think that's mostly it. I don't think it's like I think people on the outside, like one of the things I don't like the term what is it? Inter
Interable.
yes, interable relationships. I don't I don't necessarily like that term.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's just a relationship.
Yeah. It feels discriminatory in a sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think for me, I mean I tell people I'm like, hey, if that's what you like to call your relationship, that's fine. But as for me, I just we see it as just two people dating each other.
Yeah.
Well, now we're
That's
married.
great. That's
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
We gotta the problem with society today, we gotta put names on everything. It can't just be what
Yeah.
it is.
Labels. Yep.
It's gotta be disabled, that abled, everything's gotta be spelled out these days. And
Right.
don't get me wrong, I respect everybody, but I mean it's like can't we just be people?
Yep.
That
Yep.
I definitely agree.
Absolutely.
I think we put labels on everything. Like you said, we put that word able at the end
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it. I think we put like a band-aid on things like, oh well, it's acceptable. And it's like, no,
Yeah. No.
we're
Yeah.
just
We're just people. We're just
right. We're
people.
all,
Yeah.
We're typical people. People say normal,
Mhm.
like there's no such thing as normal. What's a
We're
normal?
all just
Yeah,
moving.
and, the way I look at it is we're all able,
Yep.
just in our own way. You know, we don't have to. Everything doesn't have to be diagnosed and everything like that. You know.
Everybody able-bodied or not moves through life differently. Like it's just that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just need to live in that world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go ahead, Mike.
So we kind of want to know, you know, since we're coming to the end here, what would you like people to know about you, or something that you learned, and how can they get a hold of you? Like, what would you like them to take away about being able to get a hold of you?
Well, one takeaway I would like people to do is like I said, stop putting labels on everybody and everything. Um, be open-minded to things. We all don't know everything, so something you should be able to learn something from everything that you do. So that's why I came with the podcast We'll Talk Wednesdays. And it's just a place where a platform where I use to educate people. As
Nice.
far as like parking is one of like my biggest ones, like my biggest pet peeve. But parking
But
parking on the lines, like you said, using those terms, interable, just not pushing people like wheelchair etiquette. I talk about wheelchair
Mhm.
etiquette on there too. Like, hey, don't just go to somebody and push their wheelchair or touch people. Like that's our
Yep.
body, our personal space. So I use that platform to educate. I might joke a little bit. And then not only for for people who are able-bodied, but it's also for people who are have a disability. Let you
Mhm.
know that life is not over because you are disabled, as they
Right.
say, that you're able to do all things as long as you put your mind to it. And like you said, independence for everybody, it varies. Um,
Absolutely.
I do use that platform. They can find me on Facebook as LaQuisha Pompey-Kincannon, or they can go on TikTok and Will1716. And Will Talk is just like actually the Will,
Nice.
WHEELTAAK Wednesday. And so I do that every Wednesday, like a little snippet video on something like educational or something that's funny. I talk about my dating life prior to my husband, so things like that.
Very cool. Where can we find your podcast? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
So the podcast you can either find it on Facebook.
Okay.
If you just use the hashtag We'll Talk Wednesday, you'll
Okay.
find it. Or you can find it on TikTok, Will one seven
Gotcha.
six.
Gotcha. Oh, I okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought that was a different platform.
It's okay. I try to post them on both. I haven't figured out Instagram. Instagram is too hard. It's above my. It's above.
It becomes a bit complicated sometimes.
Especially now,
yeah,
like pictures, and I'm like, I don't know how you do this. I can't.
Yeah.
yeah, and people put video up. I just figured out how to do that like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, how do you do that? So you're not the only one, but send us your stuff and we'll put it in the
The description of
put it in
the
the description.
podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lee, do you have any follow-up questions for LaQuisha?
We'll bet the sexual positions can be more creative.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think definitely I would say I think when you are two individuals, whether you're able-bodied and a disabled person or a person with disability,
Yeah.
you have to get crafty. Things are
Yeah,
not always.
you got to get creative. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes it better. People say, "Oh, it's so limiting and all that." No,
It doesn't have
you
to.
just got to get creative.
Yeah,
Right.
you gotta have fun with it, you know.
Absolutely.
Yep, yep.
It's like decorating a cake or something like that.
Oh my God.
Did I say that? Yeah, I said that, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
But anyway, um, but this was really interesting, and we want to thank you for coming on the show, because I mean, stuff like this people need to hear from all kind of people that they can hear it, and you're great, and we'll follow up, and you should have us on your show.
I will. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can, because Facebook has not been so great to me as far as like the lives and things like that. But I'm trying to figure out, because at one point in time, We'll Talk Wednesday, I used to have these segments where I would interview a person with disability or groups with disabilities. And then it got so I have to figure out the platform, because now when you have more than one person on the live, your video gets like really, really zoomed in. So like
Oh,
it's like all in your face, but the person is back here, even though you're far away from the camera. So I had to figure that out.
yeah, TikTok does that. Yeah.
I'm like, why did you do that? Even though I'm so far away, like, why do you do that? So I'm trying to figure it out. And as soon as I figure that out, I will do that.
I do know that when you do this, like when you squeeze your fingers together, it
Yeah.
actually zooms out. So if you do that,
Really?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to play with it. I did a couple interviews,
yeah,
and I figured out the one time I got it to be just right. But then
yeah.
because I was so far away, I couldn't read the comments. So I
Oh, yeah,
couldn't comment anything. I'm like, I can't read your comments. I'm so sorry, blah blah.
yeah,
And then the ring light was just so crazy. But
right.
then the other time I went live, I was like, what the heck? It was so like good thing I didn't have a booger because that would have been so weird.
This would be a great outtake. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming on and listening to us talk about
Absolutely.
boogers or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Thank you
keep
so much,
coming back.
LaQuisha. You're
Thank you,
amazing.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You
Have a
guys,
great day.
you too. Bye.
Bye.